Welcome to Viking football with head coach Bruce Barnum as the Vikings get ready for their season opener. Portland State playing this Thursday night at San Jose State, a 7:30 p.m. game. It will be live streamed on the Mountain West Network, themw.com. You can watch it there, and it's all a part of a incredibly challenging month of September for the Vikings. Portland State playing San Jose State, then traveling to Pac-12 Washington, and later in the month at third-ranked Montana. Coach, how do you feel about that front-loaded schedule in 2022?
Mike, it's control what you can control. You know, 3 quality opponents in the month, but we need to find out who we are. I want to show up and see exactly who we are. You know, I think I know. This team will play 4 quarters. They're a tough group. They're a smart group. And see what happens. That's why they play the game. College football Saturday. I don't care what the odds. You never know what's going to happen.
Okay, as we record this on Monday, the Vikings are going to get on an airplane later on Tuesday in the evening, head down to San Jose, have a day of preparation, and then face the Spartans. And Coach, as camp wraps up right now, what are maybe some of the surprises you've seen from your team, or perhaps strengths you've seen from your team that you're very excited about?
Surprises. There's some guys that we weren't really kind of question marks that we didn't know what their role would be this year, but we're seeing some things. You'll see some new names on game day. We brought in a couple transfers with how they run the portal. We took advantage of that. You'll see a mix of that in with our team, but the core of our team's the same. Everybody's going to recognize the names. And kind of curious to see where they're at. You know, you have a new quarterback. You have a couple new names at wide receiver. You have a couple new names on the defensive front. So I like how that's come together. Now it's time for the first test.
Okay, and as we take a look at San Jose State, you've alluded to it. The Spartans, if you look at their returning team, they have great strength on defense up front, a couple defensive ends, Cade Hall, Junior Fehoko, and a great linebacker, Kyle Harmon. So that's going to be a big challenge, especially, as you mentioned, a new quarterback coming in, Dante Sacheret. How do you make Dante feel comfortable against a talented defense like that?
Nobody's going to feel comfortable. Mike, they're going to have to play, and once in a while you might have to, get out of bounds. They're a talented group. The linebacker, I think, had 133 tackles last year. Coach Odom, their DC, has those kids going. Those 3, that's kind of the triangle of their defense. They've had a couple transfers as well come in. Not sure how or they're going to contribute, but that's a game day deal to see where they put those guys. But they're talented. They rely on that group, whether it's a front 5 or front 7, to take care of the run. They're pretty damn good at it. So that's a challenge, the biggest challenge of the day. What can we do to take advantage of that? And then the back end, how are they going to handle us in the back end? So a lot of questions after that first couple series on their approach to us, and then we'll make adjustments from there.
And my guess is it's going to be all about distribution of the ball. You got a lot of talented wide receivers. We've talked about that in the past. A handful of running backs, including a transfer in, Andrew Van Buren, who's going to play a big role. I'm guessing distribution by the quarterback, getting the ball into the hands of the people quickly on the perimeter and all those types of things, and getting them out there to create some big plays.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch Sash. He's right now he's heads and tails above anybody as far as competition. He won the QB1 job. And yes, that's the conversation we're having now, or I'm having with him, is, you don't have to win the game for us. All you have to do is run the offense, distribute the football, and make sure the system runs, because you can't make mistakes. Coach Brennan, a lot of respect for him. Known him for a couple moons, and he's had success down there, big games, and he's a hell of a head coach. So I know there's not going to be a lot of mistakes on that end. So get him out there, Sacheret, get his feet wet. I need and then see when the game slows down for him, because it will. But he's been seeing this group, for camp, And now he's going up against a true opponent. So I don't doubt Sachere's talent, where he's at. He's going to be successful.
Okay, Coach, I'm going to throw you a curveball right now because you threw out a phrase there that seems to be popular these days, QB1. What happened to using the term starting quarterback? I think America has fallen in love with the term QB1. Which do you prefer?
I'm just a syllable guy. I'm like, shorter syllables, quicker to say. We started last year with 6. I didn't understand it for a while because number 6 last year, Davis Alexander, and that's when it hit our program. They're calling him QB1. I'm thinking, that's QB6. That's his number. Anyway, shorter syllables, spit it out there, and, it's cool.
You don't hear WR1 or OL1 or any of that, but you do hear QB1. All right, let's talk defense real quickly. I know your defense based mostly on speed, and how is that going to match up with what San Jose State has to offer?
They're fast. They're a fast football team, Mike, so we're going to try to match up with them. We have some quality people that you already know of. We've talked about their accolades and who's on our defense. But it's going to be a basic thing. And they know the quarterback. I think they've got the guy that we saw at Hawaii last year. Part of our defense, a lot of our defense and our coordinators didn't see him because they didn't get on the bus or the boat or the plane for COVID reasons. But our players have seen him. What does that mean? I don't know. They have a talented group on offense. Everybody brags about their defense and those 3 guys, but that's not the only 3 people on San Jose State's team. They're a fun football team to watch when they get somebody, going, when they start rolling, when they're dominant. And they'll mix it up. They'll keep you off guard, and they'll hit you. But
well, I was going to ask you about that quarterback. Siobhan Cordero was a starting quarterback at Hawaii last year. We've seen him. He had a pretty good game against the Vikings. Is there any advantage to having played against him once already and maybe knowing some tendencies there or not at all?
No. All it helps is a syllable deal. Siobhan Cordero, QB1. So their QB1 was in Hawaii. He has some guys to throw to, and he has some guys to throw to this year, San Jose. He had that one guy, last year that we had him tackled 18 times and scored a touchdown, but he's good. He ran that system well. I don't know why he left there. I don't know the ins and outs, what's going on in the program, but they got a quality guy. So,
okay. Usually when you have these FBS matchups, keys are team speed. You don't want to allow big plays against a team that has a lot more athletes in terms of scholarships and such. And you want to be able to contain on special teams. I imagine those are some keys for you this week.
They are. Field position is how I see what you just mentioned. Turnovers are always huge. I'd like to convert, keep the chains moving for us. Maybe burn that clock a little bit. So if they do make mistakes, they don't have as much time to, catch up and get after us. But we've addressed a couple things, Mike, and you know me in these games because we do play a lot of, quote, money games here. But we don't lose them before we get there because I think a lot of people do. San Jose State, they're going to whoop our ass. Well, let's make them whoop our ass if that's what this is all about. We'll show up, we'll play quality, and I'm just telling you, if we're close in the fourth quarter in an FBS against an FBS team this year, whether it's San Jose State or Washington, if we are close in the fourth quarter, I like our chances.
All right, those are great words. Coach, final thought. We're not taking a bus. We're going to get on a plane. But is there anything special you can offer about this trip? We won't be watching any of your bad movies on the bus. What do you have for the team?
First off, bad movies. Jaws and The Great Outdoors are classics, Mike. I understand they're not the African Queen and some of the Humphrey Bogart stuff, but they're quality. It's about humor sometimes. You're going to see the one. Ben Thenis will appreciate this. He was with us in 15. How you doing, Ben? But we're going to Alcatraz. We have one Americana this year. We're going down Tuesday night, tomorrow, 6:45. That morning, get up. Wednesday, boat, out to Alcatraz. See the prison cells, going to let them go on Pier 39. Give them some money and let them eat some boudin, sourdough bread, and an oyster, watch the seals, hit each other. And then we're going to get on the bus and we'll get serious. Then we're going to go down practice at their place at the stadium, show them the stadium, go out in their practice field. I think the band booted us off, but we'll get around that. Then it's a night game, so you have to deal with that day also. But this trip is a one Americana tour, and Ben's probably thankful because he used to be buying all the tickets for these things and that, but this year we're only doing one, and it is this.
All right, the Americana Tour 2022 is about to begin, and the Vikings football season is about to begin. Portland State at San Jose State, Thursday night, 7:30 p.m., a live stream available at the Mountain West Network. That's themw.com. Go there, search out the watch feature, and you can watch the Vikings play San Jose State. For all your information on Vikings football, go to govikes.com.